to my kitchen, and happy Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving Day, and I'm going to share with you a very special family recipe that I have been eating since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. My mom, my paternal grandmother, used to make this cake all the time, and over the years that I was growing up, I used to call this funeral cake. And the reason that I call it funeral cake even to this day is because when I was a kid, this is the most delicious cake you will ever put in your mouth, guaranteed. It's really easy, and it actually has things in it that you'll have in your food storage. I have these things in my food storage. I know Cat's Cradle does too. But call it funeral cake because my mom would only ever make it if she had to take something to a funeral.
So not because it's to die for?
It's not because it's to die for, but it is to die for. But my mom would only ever make it to take to funerals, and she would never make it just for family. So I'm here to tell you, on Thanksgiving Day, don't save the special stuff for special occasions. Knock out the china on a Tuesday night. Make the funeral cake for no reason at all in the middle of the summer. Make it in the middle of March. You don't need a reason to treat your family special. And it's Thanksgiving, and we haven't had this cake in a very long time, so I'm going to start making special things more often. So here we go. This is really easy. We're going to start, you can see this nasty stained recipe card, and I will never get rid of it because I love it so much. We're going to start off with 1 1/4 cups of water and a stick of butter. And I'm not going to show you this whole process, but I'm going to tell you what to do, because on video it's just going to be very boring. We're going to put this in here, okay? And then I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to add my oatmeal. I'm going to cook it. This is rolled oats, 1 cup of rolled oats, not instant oats, not quick oats, rolled oats, old-fashioned oatmeal. We're going to boil this. We're going to put the oatmeal in here. We're going to cook it for a few minutes. We're going to let it cool for a little while. Then we're going to come back and we're going to add all of this other deliciousness. We're going to add some flour, and I'll give you the measurements later. We're going to add some flour, some baking soda, some granulated sugar and brown sugar, and then we're going to bake it. So I'm going to go boil this off and cool it. When I come back, I'll show you what the mixture looks like. Okay, we're back, and I have cooled down the oatmeal mixture. Now this is cool, and what I did, I want to show you. I took a 1/4 sheet pan and lined it with aluminum foil, and this is a 1/4 sheet pan. It's about 9 by 13, okay? I lined it with aluminum foil, and I put the hot oatmeal on there in a single layer. I spread it really thin. I just stuck it in my fridge for about a half an hour. That was the quickest way to get it cool so that I could get to my business of making my cake. So I did other things while that was cooling down, so you're really multitasking, killing, you know, more than one task at the same time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 eggs. Two eggs to this. We're going to add, I have to open a new bag of sugar, of course, a cup of granulated and a cup of brown sugar. Excuse me while I let Sissy outside. You're just not standing anymore, Sissy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anybody else? Okay.
She sounded like you just gave the bacon to the cat.
Oh, I know. I just cooked the turkey liver, and I gave it to the dogs, and they just loved that. I have a beautiful, just under 10-pound organic turkey. This is the first year that I've been able to get a locally sourced organic bird.
Let's give him a peek.
It was actually dispatched on Sunday, and I'm very pleased. There we go. It has its little aluminum foil shield. There's parchment under there. But I did it just like I did the other one that I showed you on video a couple of years back, so no worries. So we've got our oatmeal, butter mixture, we've got 2 eggs, we've got a cup of granulated sugar, a cup of lightly tacked brown sugar, okay? And then we're going to stir this together. Get your eggs broken up. So essentially, we're mixing all of our wet ingredients here first. And this is a by hand. You can do this in your mixer if you want, but this really isn't necessary. Now this cake is finicky. The recipe calls for 1 1/4 cups of flour. Now, I will say that every single time I have made this, I have needed to add more flour. So, either my mom, who was famous for sabotaging recipes when she shared them with people, I'm not kidding you, she was so proud of her recipes that if someone asked, she would always give it, but something would often be wrong with how she gave it. And I know that's so rude, but that's how she rolled. So that nobody would ever make it quite as good as she did. One thing that I am going to add that my mom never added is a bit of vanilla. So let me grab my vanilla. I need some vodka, because I need to make more vanilla. Oh, see, my vanilla beans are coming out.
So, did they get into you already?
Yeah! We haven't even gotten to the family part yet.
You're just getting ready for the family.
Yeah, I am. I'm gearing up. Okay. Now let's get this flour here. Now we'll add 1 1/4 cups, and we'll see how we feel. There's 1. And there's about 1/4. Let's mix this up and see where we are. Oftentimes when I have made this, it's either there's too much flour or not enough, and I can't remember if I add more flour or add some milk. So,
that would be similar.
Yeah. And today, it actually looks just right. After I said all that. Come on. Alright, so then you get a 9 by 13 cake pan. This is a cake that you're going to serve from the pan. Oh, whoopsie, almost forgot. Teaspoon of baking powder. Don't forget that. You can mix that in there with your flour. Let's just mix it up now. If it seems too thick for you, add a little milk. If it seems too thin for you, add a little more flour until you get a consistency. You really can't mess this cake up. That's the beautiful part of this cake. Now, where's my scraper? Okay. And scrape off our spoon. Get my baking spray here. My brand new pan that I went to the store and bought this morning. Okay, a little cooking oil spray, or you can butter and flour it. Doesn't matter, it's up to you.
So new and shiny and
it is
unadulterated.
It's true. Look at it now, because it's just expressing its newness and beauty, because later today it won't look like this.
Yeah, it'll never be the same.
Not that I've got my hands on it. Alright. Into the cake pan. Now I'm just going to bake this right next to my turkey. My turkey oven is set between 350 and 320, well, between 325 and 350. Okay. Just even it out there. We're going to pop this in the oven for about 35 minutes. It'll be done when it springs back when you touch it, okay? Just like any other cake. So, into the oven it goes. Right there. Keep an eye on it if you're going to put it in the oven like I am, because one side, halfway through, you may want to actually turn it so that the other side is closest to the oven wall, so that it doesn't become unevenly baked. Okay, so we'll be back when it's time to take that out, and we'll cook the broiled topping. Our cake is ready to come out of the oven. Ooh, steam.
Yeah, steam.
Hello. Okay, and I'm just going to take the turkey here and... Oh God, it's pretty. Look at it. Look at him. He's nice. He's just going to keep staying in there because he's not done taking his nap yet. I'm just going to set that back there for now. And as you can see, I'll show you. Oh, it smells amazing. It's springy when you touch it. That means it's done. All right, it's going to stay in this pan. You're going to serve it from there. Now, because I have the turkey in the oven, I'm actually going to finish the broiled topping here in my toaster oven. So what we're going to do is we are going to shake the can of, this is evaporated milk, not sweetened condensed, evaporated, okay? Now, the recipe that I have, I'm doubling because I believe it is necessary. So we're going to use a half a cup of what the recipe calls pet milk. So we're going to use half a cup of the evaporated milk, a quarter cup, which is, well, it's half a cup of butter, which is a stick of butter. All right. And then we need some white sugar. I'll just use this. I'm going to use a cup of sugar. Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
So this is not an everyday meal.
No, this is not. We have this. I can't remember the last time I made this. It's been years.
So people, if you have this once a year, it's not going to kill you.
It will not. Absolutely. But you'll think you died and went to heaven. That's for sure. All right, so next thing we do, we're going to come over here to the stove. Medium heat.
You do call it funeral cake.
I do call it funeral cake, it's true, but it's not because it kills you.
Yeah.
Only because my mother only ever made this when somebody died, which I always thought was a crime because this cake is so delicious. I mean, this is one of those cakes where if you make it, there's a reason you don't make this every day. Because it disappears. It is incredibly amazing.
Does she know you're making it?
Huh? No, my mom asked me what dessert I was going to make because she told me just to bring a dessert. And she asked me on the phone just earlier, what kind of dessert do you bring? I said it's a surprise.
Oh, okay. That will be.
So Mama will be at Thanksgiving dinner.
You show up with it to say, who died?
I know. That's true. All right, so we've got this over medium heat. I'm just doing this to melt the butter. And then I guess I'll show you by bringing it over here. I've got 2 cups of chopped pecans and 2 cups of flaked coconut, okay? And the one thing I'm going to run and do is I'm going to go grab my other vanilla because I'm going to use some vanilla paste in here. Boy, that smells nice. All right. I'm just going to use, I don't know, about a teaspoon or so. You can just use regular vanilla. You don't have to use vanilla paste. I'm just using vanilla paste. I'm going to use that much. Get it off your spoon. Sorry for banging on the metal. I know some people are sensitive to that. Alright, so we're melting and melting. And this doesn't take long at all. Now you're going to want to do this right when your cake comes out of the oven, so don't let your cake cool and then do this because then it won't turn out right. You want the cake to pretty much cool at the same rate as the topping, so you're going to want to, I would say maybe even 10 minutes before your cake comes out of the oven, start your topping. That way when your cake comes out of the oven, you can pour this right on the top, stick it right under the broiler. You're going to carefully watch it because this can burn very easily. And the worst thing you can do to this cake is burn the topping. Because then the only reason you eat this cake is to eat the topping. I'm going to be honest with you. This topping is amazing. And it's very similar to like a German chocolate frosting, but not the same.
We'll talk.
Okay, well, while that butter's still in there getting melted, I'm going to add my nuts. So that's 2 cups of chopped pecans. We'll get those in there because heating those up and getting the oils on the pecans warmed up will help them get a little toasty and delicious and deeper tasting. You do want to make sure that all that butter is completely melted though. You don't want to. You're going to bring this to a slight boil. I'm going to go ahead and scoop in my coconut. That's 2 cups of flaked coconut.
Minus 3 pinches.
That someone choked on.
I didn't choke.
And the coconut is going to thicken it up a bit. It's not supposed to be runny, okay? And you may at some point decide that I'm going to put more liquid in there. Don't do that. You don't want to do that because you will regret it later, okay? Because once this boils, see all the sugar that flaked coconut actually is sweetened, okay? So you have to give that sugar a chance to dissolve that's incorporated in with the coconut. And because sugar is a liquid ingredient, if you add more milk to this, it is going to be a sloppy mess. All right, let's get these bowls out of the way. You just want to make sure that everything is well incorporated and that the sugar is melted, the butter is melted, and that everything is coated with that lovely liquid. And I'm going to say that's good. Okay, now we're going to bring our pan over here. And we're going to put this right on top. Now I said I doubled the topping recipe because in previous times I have made this cake, half of that recipe, that doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. Spread it evenly. Ooh. Smells amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna
Broil.
I'm gonna put it on broil, and I'm gonna put it on stay on. Now the only way this pan fits in this oven is like that. I am not putting that directly under the element. I'm putting it on the lowest setting for the rack. All right, and it will stay in there. I am gonna broil it. I'm going to watch it very closely, and then I'm going to tell you how long it took me. If you do this in your oven broiler, please be very careful. Do not walk away from the oven. Cock the oven door open like this, because most ovens do this. Rick's going to show you. Most oven doors will stay open like that, okay? If you're using the broiler, always leave the door cocked open. Otherwise, you're going to burn something. And I know that for a fact, because I've done it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when this is ready to come out, I will let you know how long it took, and I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in all its broily beauty. It has been about 10 minutes, and I have turned the cake pan like 3-4 times, all right?
Look at that.
Isn't that gorgeous? That's exactly how you want it to look, okay? Any more than that, it's going to be overdone. Now, 10 minutes in my toaster oven is not going to take that long in your regular oven. If you put your regular oven on broil, or if you have a gas stove with the broiler on the bottom, I'm not kidding, you got to get down on that floor and you got to watch it.
Yeah.
Because it will burn. That coconut is highly flammable and it will turn to a crisp in no time. You have to be vigilant and be careful and watch it. This is how you want it to look. Beautiful, brown, caramelized, and delicious. Now, we're going to let this cool for a little while, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like when we cut into it. Because what kind of a hostess would I be if I did not cut you a piece of this amazing oatmeal cake?
Who's going to eat it?
We'll have to put it back into the pan so that my mom won't know that we ate any.
Okay.
Really? Our oatmeal cake is ready to serve up, and I'm doing this because I want you to see it. That is what it should look like, and as you can see, 2 pieces are out because the first piece is always a hard thing to get out of the pan, but
It sacrificed itself.
yeah, well, it's over there because we've been eating on it. And there you go.
It's got a beautiful shot of your hand.
Huh?
I've got a beautiful shot of your hand.
Oh, did you? There is the oatmeal cake. Absolutely gorgeous. You have to try this cake. It is positively amazing. And absolutely delicious. It is one of the most delicious cakes you will ever have. And really simple and made from simple ingredients. So, that's how you make my family's very special funeral cake, aka oatmeal cake with broiled coconut frosting recipe. I hope that you try it. I hope that you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.